Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. I'm Drux Malan. I'm the South African correspondent for Ring Magazine. The show also coming to you courtesy of Sejuta Sports Network on Buzz ETV. Now, another fight weekend in front of us. Busy weekend, although its focus is now mostly on one show on Saturday night at the Big Apple in Madison Square Garden, New York. That's something that's on my bucket list. Two things that I still need to do. Big fight in Las Vegas and a big fight in New York. If you're listening out there, you want to fund me, keep that in mind. Now, the fight that we have as a main event in Madison Square Garden is, of course, boxing's big poster boy, a big manis, but a Mexican superstar, Saul Canelo Alvarez. And he is fighting Rocky Fielding from the UK. Now, I'm struggling to get up for this fight a little bit. I like fights where the ending is not a foregone conclusion, and no disrespect to Rocky Fielding, but it will definitely be the upset of the year if he pulls it off. Now, we all know Canelo Alvarez. He's probably put in his career best performance in his last fight to win the WBA and WBC middleweight world championships from Gennady Triple G Golovkin. That's after their previous encounter ended in a draw. There's a lot of controversy about the scoring. The first fight, I and most people scored to Golovkin. I had him a close winner by 2 points. I couldn't argue too much about the draw. And in the rematch, I actually had Alvarez winning. There were a few that also thought that Golovkin won, but even if he didn't get the decision, a great performance against a fellow great. So you can't fault him that he's taking perhaps an easier fight. It's only a bit more than 2 months removed from his last encounter with Triple G. So no, you can't fault him for that. Rocky Fielding has got a record of 27 wins and 1 loss. His only loss came against the world super middleweight champion, the ring champion, as well as the WBA champion, and that is Callum Smith. And he got knocked out by Callum Smith in 1 round back in 2015. Since then he's won 6 fights on the trot. And in his last fight, he went to Germany and handed unbeaten Tyron Zeuger his first loss, stopping him in 5 rounds. Very good win for him. Now, that's what landed him the Canelo fight. And of course, the Canelo people are angling that the Mexican star is going for a world title in his 3rd weight division. Of course, this fight's being held at super middleweight, so it's a big jump up in weight. Now, you might look at the program and see this is for a WBA middleweight championship. And you might say, hang on, I thought Callum Smith was a champion. Callum Smith is a champion, but as we know, the WBA has got this 3-tier championship system. So Callum Smith is elevated to super champion. This is for their so-called regular championship. So nobody really takes the title very seriously. Obviously used in the promotion, but if you're going to take the WBA regular titles or interim titles seriously, then you're going to have to recognize certainly the IBO as a world title as well. So nobody really sees it as a world title fight, but it's a decent opponent. Now, Callum Smith is a lot taller. He's got the reach advantage on Canelo. He's got some power, 15 knockouts in his 27 wins. He's heavy-handed, and he can hit to the body as well, like we saw how he finished Zeuger in his last fight. But I think it's a difference between a good fighter in Rocky Fielding versus an elite fighter in Saul Canelo Alvarez. Now, Alvarez, as we've seen, he's improved a hell of a lot from the guy whose last loss was in 2013 when Floyd Mayweather outboxed him. Now, he's got a record, he's only 28 years old, he's got a record of 50 wins, 1 defeat and 2 draws. A guy of 28 with 53 fights already, it sounds incredible. But they start from young in Mexico. And he's come a long way. He can punch, he can box very well, he's got a good jab, he's a very good counter puncher. He is also defensively quite sound. We saw in the 11th round in his last fight with Gennady Golovkin. Golovkin hit him, caught him with a good punch, he was hurt, and then Golovkin threw a follow-up flurry, and the body sways that he does, the subtle ins and outs, leaning this way, leaning that way, leaning back from the body, where he bends is really masterful. He made Golovkin miss almost all the follow-up punches. So Rocky Fielding is up against it. The only thing he's got going for him here is that he's a bigger, stronger, taller man. And that's what he's going to have to make work for him in this fight. So if I was Rocky Fielding, you've got to stand in that center of the ring, use the jab, use the reach, try and hit Canelo with the long shots to the body, see if you can hurt him there. If he goes to the hook, with hooks to the body like he did against Zoiga, Canelo is going to counter punch him. Canelo is a master counter puncher, and whatever Fielding does here, if he wants to extend his say there in the Madison Square Garden ring, he needs to stay off the ropes. Not only his back being to the ropes, but also don't think that you can put Canelo on the ropes and start teeing off on him there, because Canelo, with that body sway that he does, he can fight very well off the ropes, and Fielding is not the fastest guy out there. He's got average speed, he's got a lot of heart, and if a guy's got a nickname like Rocky, what do you know about it? He gets hit and he's going to bleed. He's not going to fight like Sugar Ray Leonard, so I've got no doubt that Canelo Alvarez, once he's in punching distance, is going to have no trouble touching Rocky Fielding. Now, the only thing here that is interesting from a competitive point of view, in my opinion, besides looking at one of boxing's best pound-for-pound fighters in Canelo, is the size difference. Now, it would be interesting to see if Fielding can catch Canelo or something, hurt him, maybe bully him around. It'll give us an indication to how Canelo can do in the super middleweight division, should he want to move up from middleweight. So it's only really the size difference that's a fascinating thing here. Canelo's coming off a tough fight, and he needs an opponent that's going to make him look good. Traditionally, he struggled against tall, rangy boxers like Erislandy Lara, and believe me, Canelo has improved since the Lara fight, and also Fielding isn't Lara. He's not a slickster. He's a basic stand-up European boxer, lots of heart, heavy hands, well-schooled, reasonable technique and everything, but he's just not, I think, an elite fighter. He's better than he looked getting blown out by Callum Smith in one round, but he's not on Canelo's level, so it is a tick over fight, and it's a nice angle that helps to market the fight. What is going to happen? I can only see it, Canelo winning somewhere between 4 and 6 rounds. I don't think it's going to last much longer. Fielding will stay in the center of the ring, but Canelo is going to get past that jab, bang him a bit to the body, and at a certain point, he's called Rocky after all. He's going to want to go out on his shield, and he's going to start slugging with Canelo, and I expect the Canelo to go downstairs in the body, eventually make him bend at the waist, and then knock him out. And that will be that. So I think it might be fun while it lasts, but I can only see Canelo winning, and then we can start to discuss among ourselves what he's going to do next year in the middleweight division. He's on with his own platform now. So with him on that platform and the same promotional group as David Lemieux, who's on the other undercard, Daniel Jacobs, Demetrius Andre. So there's a lot of good fights to be made in middleweight, so I don't think we're going to see him sitting at super middleweight just yet. Undercard is pretty decent. We've got a look at IBF Junior Lightweight World Champion Tevin Farmer going up against Francisco Fonseca, who went a couple of rounds with the Javonta Tank Davis, WBA champion, who's got a lot of hype behind him. It would be interesting to see what Farmer can do with him, and of course our own Azinga Fuzile here in South Africa is targeting Tevin Farmer next year. So it will be good to take a look at Tevin Farmer. I think David Lemieux, power puncher from Quebec, Canada, against another power puncher, Toriano Johnson, will be the most interesting fight of the evening. I think I'm going with Lemieux there to knock out Johnson in an entertaining fashion. Johnson's been in tough in his last fight against a very credible but a losing effort against he fought Sergey Derevchenko. So I expect Lemieux to come home with a KO there. I don't think Johnson's got the mobility to stay out of his way for too long. And we also take a look at some red hot prospects like Virgil Ortiz. And then the women's lightweight champion, Katie Taylor, will also be in action. So there'll be some good fights on the undercard. And of course, it's in the Big Apple, and we get to see Canelo do his thing. That's it for me. So I think Canelo is going to end the year on a high note. If you see this video on YouTube, my channel, Drugs Milan Unboxing, if you enjoyed, please hit the subscribe button, share it, and let me know what you think in the comment sections. I liked some lively debate. Go to Buzz ETV as well. And also check out, there's a monthly column in Ring Magazine, World Beat, that I do a South African section on. If you're staying in South Africa and it's a bit difficult and expensive to get the physical print magazine here, go to the blog www.ringtv.com and subscribe to the digital edition. It's instant and it's a lot less expensive. Also, please check out my blog www.couchpotatofightguru.blogspot.com and let me know in the comment sections what you think. So that's it from me, people. Enjoy the boxing from New York this weekend, and until I see you again, keep those gloves up.